Yeah, I can't do that.
My arrival, radio gig, a little bit delayed. South Hobart on the attack down the left here, and that one's gathered. Good afternoon to viewers. Andrew calling the action here this afternoon. Slightly held up by a late radio appointment previewing these very games. My apologies for that, but here now and ready to go. This first of the women's quarterfinals, Newtown Eagles and South Hobart. And South Hobart big favourites for this one, but don't discount Newtown Eagles outfit with some talented players in their squad. Certainly some Super League experience there and some big names too. Eddie O'Brien, Zoe Nichols, Kate Olahead, all players who've made their impact at the higher level. Eleni Moutsatsos in there as well. Daniel's a player who's impressed at the lower levels for a number of years. So South Hobart, despite leading the Women's Super League at the moment, no, they have a task on their hands here. As you see, Nichols leading the line for the Newtown White Eagles. Great to see them out here. A stream from Clare Street. This time I think I've called a game from Clare Street. South Hobart entering as warm favourites. We certainly love a cup set or two. And this is a Newtown Eagles team who could well provide it. There's Navaport. Sends that one out wide. And Rolls out of play. See the wind a real factor already here this afternoon, howling through. This one's whipped in by Browning. Get away, Swain first to the fall of it. Sophie Westwood, the skipper, driving one in, deflected away. Defence from the White Eagles there. Navapour. Just couldn't quite link up there. Make life pretty difficult. It's windy conditions for players. Westwood retreats back to Jenna Farrow. A big inclusion Jenna Farrow is to this South Hobart squad. The best keepers in the state. For a number of seasons, she was at the Warriors. Hobart delighted to be able to call upon her services. Cooling, chipping it over the top, trying to spring a run in behind there from Choi, but quite able to do so. Westwood. Swinging one into the back post. Browning gets to it, almost rolls it across the line. Had the keeper taken out of the picture, but just cleared away in the nick of time. That was nearly 1-0 South Hobart. From the angle, Browning just getting the better of the defender. Covered across in the end. Very, very nearly the opening goal of the game to South Hobart. So a corner opportunity here for South Hobart. See Roberts standing over it. She wins this one in right on the goal. It's palmed away and then headed back goal, and that too cleared away. South Hobart knocking on the door here early on. See Criver and net for Newtown. Able to steer it away. The pattern of the game clear early on and not too surprising. South Hobart controlling the ball high up the pitch. The Eagles pinned back defending. Can they pick their moments on the break? Navapour rolls it forward, trying to get him behind Bridget Wright. Squares it back up. Righty Cooling just plays the ball a little behind Choi. Forces her to track back. In the end, rolls out of play there. Asher Wilson for the Eagles. Number 14 there, all ahead. Key player for the Eagles, I think. Real classy operator. Walk into any Super League starting lineup in the competition for mine, if she so desired, as South Hobart continue to press the attack here. Swain, type of player who can unlock a tightly compact defence with her mazy dribbling skills. Well, wasn't a good one to Roberts. Liverpool seeing plenty of it high up the pitch here early on. Eagles parked back. A solid defensive unit that's been tough for South Hobart to break down so far. South makes some inroads down the left here, not quite well dealt with at the back. Westwood. Short and turning with it, Mamich. Really comfortable one for Criver. Sends it over the head of Narvapool. Cooling sweeping across, but couldn't quite bring it under a spell. Pressured there by Butler. Liverpool, plenty of the football early on here. Nichols, here back, one of those former Zebra stars in this Eagles outfit. Eddie O'Brien, another key players they were for such a successful period. The Hobart, then Clarence Zebras. Lucy Roberts picks the pocket of Olahead, sends it forward, but broken up at the back there by Mutsatsos. Ryan sent it wide, but straight to Westwood. Westwood launches the diagonal. Right, and Narvapool combine. Sure that one's going to stay for Browning. And certainly making things tough for the players early on here. Browning nods forward. Way by O'Brien, but only so far as Bridget Wright. Wright swinging into the back post, trying to find Pishon Shoy, who is arriving. But just out of her reach there. Here's O'Brien, just loses the footing and invites in South Hobart. War shot in the end though. Browning. And chip short, but again the wind in life tough, and they force the turnover. Cooling mixing up the pitch here, trying to win it back off. Turning sharply is Nichols. Can get it past Cooling. Shut that down nicely. Now looks to turn away with it. Browning. Rolled into the channel there for Bridget Wright to give chase to. Cross was Mutsatsos. No one out of play. Browning just treading on the ball. Enables the Eagles. Yeah, you can see the trees there thrashing about with the wind. It's going to be tough in particular, you'd say, for Newtown in this half. South Hobart, fancy, really want to make this first half count and build a lead. 0-0 would be a very good effort from the Eagles rather. Westwood did nicely there, won it to Roberts. Sean Choi. Now Eve Swain. As Browning in the middle, couldn't quite control it. All ahead, rolls it forward, stepping in, cooling, couldn't quite take it away from Zoe Nichols. Looking through the middle there, had progress halted by Lucy Roberts, done by Ryan. Westwood gets there ahead of Daniels. Roberts. She's lost her footing there, felt she was clipped from behind, and the referee does see it that way. Ahead, just worked off it there. Bridget Wright, industrious stuff. Spring Browning, however. Cooling, nodding forwards, back to Wright. Plenty of possession here for South Hobart. Finding the White Eagles' defence a tough nut to crack so far. Navapour. It's possessed nicely though by Olahead. And nodding to the path of Westwood. Carries forward, has a drive from distance, but really catch it particularly well and easily gathered by Lucy Crover. Get something going here. Quite as Farrow able to calmly collect. Called into action as of yet Jenna Farrow, but full faith in her. She is required. Daniels, couple to contend with. Robertson Choi. Westwood. Back to Roberts. So much of South Hobart's play runs through Lucy Roberts in the middle. Quite been able to find her range of passes just yet, but classy operator in there. Very capable of unlocking a side. Westwood powers across, deflects centrally. Navapour. Charlotte Butler doing well for the White Eagles. Navapour kept going though, worked it to Browning. Browning over the top trying to spring Josie Mamich. Alert to the danger was Crover. She goes along with the goal kick. Now some defending to do at the other end across to O'Brien. Sideways for Holly Ryan. Wilson clears the area. Turns into a all for Nichols to give chase to. Cooling always had the situation under control at the back, but slightly erratic pass will give possession back to the White Eagles. Roberts. Right. Rolls it back to Roberts. Roberts shut down by Ryan. Butler. Dispossessed. Gray steers it away. Sean Choi just not quite on the same page as Westwood there. Now Westwood's continuing to run, but Just going to carry over the line before she can track that one down. Get the corner though. Taken short to Choi. Back to Westwood. Westwood curling it in. Unable to control. Navapur. Should by Peterson. Right. So far as Bridget Wright, back Jessica Newell sliding into the South Hobart defence this afternoon. Cooling. Cross for Navapur. Mamich. Ryan getting a foot in. And a poor ball in the end, just unable to find the little inroads behind this White Eagles defence so far. They're looking at a pretty organised group back there. Denying South Hobart space. The passing just hasn't quite been crisp, but they get themselves into some trouble here trying to play out from the back. In the end, just opt for safety first. South Hobart really pressing up the pitch on them there, sweating on that. So Navapur. Ball deflects to the top of the box. Olahead gets there first. They behind Nichols. Cooling. Just takes it around Butler. Navapur. I'll find attacker, but broken up. She'll get another chance here. Central this time looking for Mamich. Ross. The deal with it was Wilson. Down the right again they go, and this one might just pick up on the wind, and Browning appeals for a corner. $25 plus change going here, and Newtown White Eagles will be pretty pleased with this start. South Hobart have the advantage of the wind at their backs, and coming in as a heavily favoured team. Defended pretty stoutly, and if they can reach half time and conditions change in the second half, could be game on. That was an awkward one. Ryan stuck out a leg and puts it behind, and they'll go again. I think Lucy Roberts has it right with the tactics from the corner delivery. Just try and get an in-swinger somewhere near the keeper's head, because in this wind it is going to be very difficult to claim anything. The Olympico could very much be on. Go again here, Roberts. Again, dangerous delivery in this one. Headed over the top by Choi, I think. Touch on it from a defender. It was the defender. Yeah, great work in the end from Holly Ryan rising up. Roberts once more. Hustling through is Westwood. Tracked down there by Browning, and she extends an arm of apology to her teammate there who was waiting for the return ball. Lucy Roberts in plenty of space. Just a rather blind turn shot there. Not what the doctor ordered. Newtown survive. A nice little spell there from South Hobart. Consecutive corners. Defence holding out well so far. Roberts. Shies her arm from range. Roberts! There we go. Lucy Roberts with a trademark, a long-range bomb. They couldn't break through with little passes, so Roberts says, I'll just have a shy from 35 yards, and she chips the keeper. And South Hobart take the lead here, just prior to the half-hour mark. I reckon 35 yards might be underselling that. That is a mile out. Super stuff from Roberts. Driver chips. South Hobart in the lead. The wind howls through Clare Street. Well, they had been holding out quite well. Can't really blame the defence for that one. Just one the keeper needs to be trying to get up and keep out, but so difficult with these windy conditions. Roberts getting that one under the bar. Made it tough. Dips in. South Hobart, a goal to the good. And Roberts now trying to punch a through ball. This one fizzes wide. Since it was only going to be a matter of time before Roberts had a long range hit into the back. She's very proficient in that area of the game. See how tough it is for Carver trying to get the kick away as the wind continues to howl. Eagles just got to keep going here. If they can keep it at 1-0, that's still not a bad result, all things considered. This first half where life is going to be tough for them defending this end. And the denied space has been impressive. Just undone by the long range bomb from Roberts. In these situations, they're pretty comfortable for the most part. Hit away by Jezreel Gray. Butler tried to find Nichols, but Newell is parked back there. League shifting it wide. Inside for Wright. Now Roberts. Killing one in the Choi direction. That was steered away. Newell, Roberts at the back here. So forward for Choi. Choi combining nicely with Swain. Here's Eve Swain. She'll cut onto the right. It's Eve Swain. Criver with a good pair of hands. Clean mitts there from Lucy Criver. Eve Swain skipped on through. Very strong there from Criver. Cooling. Sending it wide, broken up by Wilson. Now Ryan. They've turned it over to the dangerous Roberts. But back to Westwood. Choi. Across. No trouble at the back there. Cooling. Way back to Farrow, who's been largely a spectator in the opening half an hour. Avapur to Browning. Roberts, bullseye, rolls in to Swain. Swain just played it behind Westwood though. This one's chipped down the line. Browning, Swain. Shot comes from range, but just slicing it is right. A real threat to Criver's net. Just it's away from Butler and rolls out. Liverpool sharply gets around a marker. And right to Browning. Swain pounces on it. Patience being shown here from South Hobart. As Ryan presses up on Swain. Just wide by Daniels. Swain with a nice ball for Choi. It's well handled by Wilson. Roberts charged down there. One back. Head tried to find Nichols. Roberts. Some close attention from O'Brien and all ahead there. Choi. For a goal kick, so 34 minutes gone here. 1-0 in favour of South Hobart. Lucy Roberts, the goal scorer. In one of those games it's going to be tough to judge off 45 minutes though, given the strong win factor at play here. Imagine giving South Hobart a bit of an edge here in the first 45, but might not be one we know the full extent of until into the second stanza. As that one rolls out of play, all ahead. Quickly across, wants to take it. Some purpose here, was trying to spring a runner in behind. Westwood shut that down. Now Pish on Choi. Tried to take his part past Wilson, couldn't do so. All ahead. Surely fouled there by Swain. Strong over the ball. Long ball's a good one over the top, and they could be in here, the Eagles. Butler's all on her own in the middle, so too Nichols. Oh, the cross couldn't quite find her from Daniels. As they broke it in the blink of an eye, they were lining up in the middle. Daniels just couldn't quite pick out Tacker in the middle. Had Butler and Zoe Nichols in there. And nearly back on terms. And that is the threat they do possess. The Eagles. They can just hang in there, absorb South Hobart's pressure. They've got the quality to spring attacks like that on them. Have a look at the replay. Daniels cutting it back. Put it back into a pretty good spot, unfortunately. Just out of the reach of Nichols, and Butler also cut inside. Good ball from Daniels, really. Dangerous area. Just eluding the teammates, but where were the South Hobart markers, you'd have to ask. Two runners unchecked into the box. They're a little bit exposed there, so certainly something to keep the Eagles' interest here. Especially if they do get into their backs in the second half. It remains tight on the scoreboard. Cooling. He blows that one, so it's under 10 minutes before the half-time break here at Clare Street. Wilson with the throw in. Newell nodding away. And broken up there by Wright. Wright tries to spring in Choi, but too much on that. Sweeping across was Elka Pedersen. Well, Pedersen. Roberts. Storming through the middle, all ahead, but just showed a little too much of it to Cooling, who in turn showed too much of it to Allhead. Well to get out of danger though, worked it to Westwood. Swain now. Cross for Wright. Wright shipping it in, dangerous ball for Mamich. Mamich gets around the keeper, Josie Mamich surely must score and does. And South Hobart double their advantage. Josie Mamich, the scorer, just kept her feet, maintained her composure. Criver out of the picture on the floor, and there was Mamich. The sea had passed, the sea of bodies on the line. And into the back of the net as we go to the replay. Right, shipping this one. It's a lovely ball, invited all sorts of danger. And just a bit of a confusion there between the keeper and Pedersen. Did well just to keep her footing and pick out the far side of the net. How good having replays back, by the way. Ash Wilkes just producing the goods here. I have badly missed that on the commentary, I must say. Real throwback to the slice of cheese days. So, Sean Choi for Westwood. Roberts. Now Navapur. Navapur. Quite catch it as she would have liked. Ball kids kept busy here this afternoon. Wide Spencer's outside pitch dimensions. Again, having a bit of trouble with the goal kick into the wind. Real tough task for Lucy Criver, but South Hobart were really pushing up and sweating on the short passes, so been forced to try and knock them a little bit longer. Navapur. Ryan. Nicely to Zoe Nichols. She just undercooked the pass a little, allowed Roberts in. Olahead showed some strength though. Then got tripped by Lucy Roberts. Midfield generals there for their side. Matty O'Brien standing over the dead ball in the final few minutes here of the first half. Current Super League leaders 2 goals to the good, and optimistic to think you'd beat Jenna Farrow. A shot from there from O'Brien. Certainly down the journey has scored a few long range free kicks, Matty, but Farrow pretty tough to beat her into the wind, I would have thought, as this one's knocked back to Criver. Liverpool using every inch of pitch width at her disposal. South Hobart maintain the ball here. Right. Across to Choi. Choi back in. A big chance here for Swain, perhaps. Oh, it's an own goal. Jezreel Gray trying to put it behind and has succeeded only in putting it past her own keeper. Took a bit of an unfortunate bounce off the turf, that one, I reckon. Seemed to be going wide and then tails back in, and that is a really unfortunate way to concede a third goal that really puts a fair bit of distance between South Hobart and the Eagles. They were looking fairly comfortable for much of the half as we have a look here. Trying to just steer it wide and seemingly had. And then watch this spin back. And it is killed back wickedly. Unfortunately for Jezreel Gray. The wrong one was broken back in big time. And South suddenly with a comfortable cushion at 3-0. They were very warm favourites heading into this one. top of the Super League up against a side from the lower division. So, perhaps not too surprising, but we'll see if the White Eagles can fight back with the wind at their backs in the second half and keep it interesting. Wilson comes across with authority. Long ball broken up by Newell. Daniels works in and now surrounded by red shirts. It's some nice footwork to get out of trouble. Lovely play there from Daniels. Bridget Wright. Shipping one. Out to collect is Criver. Eagles winning it back. All ahead now in the middle. Nichols right next to her, unfortunately, though. She would normally be the target further afield, so just had to hold it up and wait for some runners to get forwards. Was just perhaps dropping a little too deep, trying to get involved. Player who likes ball at her feet. Really had the opportunities come her way in this first half. Roberts. Westwood. A fantastic season, Sophie Westwood. One cleared away. All ahead, Cooling. To Ryan. Ryan punching one forwards. Newell leading back in the race to Daniels. That will be half-time at Clare Street, so some late damage on the scoreboard from South Hobart. They were frustrated for the first 25 minutes or so. A pretty resolute and compact White Eagles defensive unit, but eventually Lucy Roberts provided the breakthrough. So they stopped trying to pass their way through and just said, we'll have a blast from long range. That got them 1-0 ahead, and it was Josie Mamich capitalising on some chaos at the back to make it 2. We'll have a look at the highlights. Here is the Roberts goal just past the centre circle. It is a short ground, but still, that is 35-yard hit. That is delightful stuff from Lucy Roberts, continuing her storming season. That made it 1-0. 2-0 shortly after, courtesy of Josie Mamich. Roberts again at the heart of it. She did the slow-mo on that one. The wind just took it away from the keeper, really. Very difficult to judge. That was 1-0. Got the others coming up in a second. Yeah, with me. Here we go. Here's number 2. Bridget Wright just chipping in there. There was Mamich. Keeper going to ground and just doing well to re-establish her balance and get the shot off. Just take that extra step to steady yourself, Mamich, rather than just firing first time. That made it 2-0, and then a pretty unfortunate own goal just in the lead into half-time would make it 3-0. Really tough one this on it. Jezreel Gray, you can see it looked to be going wide and then just spun back. Too much backspin, takes it into the corner. Criver, no chance. South Hobart 3-0, and you have to think with the game well within their keeping. The White Eagles will have the wind at their backs in the second half. We'll see if that can inspire some sort of fight back, but it's the favourites doing it comfortably here, half-time at Clare Street.
He comes before every Saturday game, and it was completely different. Completely different. I don't know if you boys were watching it. I still remember vividly my memory. Ben Docking running down the line, like that far court where they had the running down the line, and he creeps on the ball. Like that, and literally he goes parallel. They don't, and they're like inside the chair. And he just got up, he just ran the wrong way, but ran. And it was like the boys would get a penalty and like Chopper just ended up and go back and do it.
I remember that too, right?
This time they started doing it, because we used to go shop down before the match up on Sunday before the game, and the first time I went there and they were smack heel behind the bus. But they'd all became you're never going to make it. Those plastic coats always you had you guys that just could absolutely play or make them like Ando, Pip, now Red, bashing goals, you didn't want to play it all. And then both of them were like, that was weird. It was like going into each other and then everybody goes. No, this was like a 60th anniversary. I remember everyone was dressed up. And it was like, alright, we'll go in there. And like they're both going like this to each other and they're like,
for the second half here at Clare Street. It's South Hobart firmly in the ascendancy as we kick things off 3-0. After an impressive performance towards the end of the first half where they were able to get some reward on the scoreboard. Goals from Roberts, Mamich, and an own goal from Gray just before halftime, really giving South that extra cushion. Should be able to see the job out from here, but you never know in the Cup. Can Newtown find some life here in the second half? Should be made easier with the wind at their backs this time around. Nina Daniels tracks that one down. A nice move there to get the better of Westwood. Crosses in, and then volley goal, and it's through Farrow. It's all ahead. It's an instant goal from the White Eagles, and it's game on at Clare Street. Some brilliant work out wide from Nina Daniels. Got the better of Westwood, put in the cross, and there was the dangerous all ahead to volley home past Farrow. And the Eagles strike early. Farrow perhaps unsighted a little, the defender there. Squeezed through, but all ahead. Fine goal. I said that she'd walk into any Super League team in the state if she wanted to play at that level, and that's why. Quality player, and well done Nina Daniels outright. Sophie Westwood having a fantastic year for South Hobart, but beaten all ends up there by Daniels. That was quite the move she put on her. So, with the wind at their backs, have struck in the first minute. That's got to give them good heart. It's around the grounds up at Riverside Olympic and the Lakaselja Cup. Just kicking off in the second half there as well. That one also a midday kickoff. Scoreless so far there between Riverside and Hobart United. Keep you updated. Scores from around the grounds as we go here at South Hobart. On ahead, moving into a more advanced role, it would seem. Now Nichols. Shipped over the top from Roberts. Choi storming down the left now. Sean Choi. To get the better of Wilson here. Still going Choi. Squares it up for the instant response from South Hobart. Choi! Oh my word, she's missed it. I think she was surprised it fell back to her. Mamich had the chance and it somehow fell into the path of Choi. The goal was at her mercy. Just tugged it wide. Well, she puts her hands to the head. Can't believe it. It wasn't the contact she was after. A player of her calibre. You just expect Choi to sweep that one into the back of the net. She tries to pull off a little spin move there on Wilson, who shut that down. Daniels. On by Swain. Swain to Choi. Choi, lovely ball for Swain. Should win the corner there for a side. On the way of the Eagles. South looking to respond. So the White Eagles one back in the opening minute of the half. Here's Roberts, open the scoring with a bomb from distance, rolls it into Swain. Choi tried the first time pass, alert to it was Alicia Wilson. Shut it down nicely, now Nina Daniels. Choi striding back to cover. So Roberts threading one through there. Mamich giving chase. Gets there before the keeper, Josie Mamich. Still going Mamich. There's defenders across to cover though. They're able to see it away. Ilka Pedersen supporting her keeper well, as was Jezreel Gray. Just able to cut off her avenue to goal there. The keeper out off her line. So it's going to be Westwood to take this corner. Let's see. Been hammering away at that corner flag. Stands it up, swinging it back in, and then fumbled there by Criver. Give them another corner. really well initially to take a swerving ball that was dipping in there and just lost control of it there. Gives Westwood another chance. Takes it short this time. To Roberts. Roberts trying to take on Ryan. Ryan letting it past. Westwood. Swain. Swain rolls it across. Browning. Still going Browning. Squares it up. That was Cooling with a shot. Oh, fizzes one off the post. Already Cooling stepping up into the attack and nearly scoring a wonderful goal. Hit with some venom. Back off the woodwork. Here's Roberts. Just over the head of Mamich. So controlled on the chest, taken away. Daniels. So full for Nichols. Newell cuts that avenue off. Cooling takes it wide. Slightly heavy touch from Daniels there. Allows Choi in, and Choi tries to thread one through for Mamich. Josie Mamich storming in behind. Defence able to get across. Cover. Well done in the end. Some good play from Mutsatsos. Roberts, ever the metronome in midfield, across to Choi. Choi. Bring it through. Swain. Right, rather. Back to Bridget Wright. Satsos cross, and then this one, fairly aimless cross towards the back stick. Nobody there. So Hobart, a bit more joy with their passing game here. Have a look at this shot. Came in from Bridie Cooling moments earlier. Turned onto the left. Spanked that one. Keeper no chance at the post to the rescue. Hit with some serious pace. Zoe Nichols, fortuitous one there, and was almost able to spring all ahead. Cooling made a vital intercept. Sophie Westwood now. Game starting to open up and flow end to end a little more than the first half, which was very much bogged down the end. South Hobart were attacking. Roberts will go all the way back to Farrow. So Westwood. From Roberts to Cooling. She threads one through for Pishon Choi. Wilson comes across. Just unable to prevent the corner. Cross comes in from Westwood. Headed away by O'Brien. Sure he can't quite look it to Westwood. Joy looks that one off Daniels. Be a South Hobart throw in. Roberts. Swain. Just caught there by Wilson. No foul blown though. Zoe Nichols trying to spring all ahead. It's curled at the back, but that was a poor ball straight to Ryan. Invite a little danger here as Nichols sends it over the top. All ahead. Sprinting in behind. Jenna Farrow was alert. Whacked it away, but the White Eagles looking far more promising in this second half in an attacking sense. Starting to cause a few problems for the South Hobart defence. Score update from the Lacka Seljuk Cap at Windsor Park. 1-0 to Hobart United. Championship side taking the lead just after the half there. With Cup action going on around the state. South Hobart looking to add another goal here as Mamich is on the attack. Motsatsos defends the situation. A shortage of exciting Cup action taking place around the state. Actually, the addition of these new under-17 Cups, Cup games everywhere. So Westwood curling it in to the back post. One getting a touch on it, so it'll be a goal kick. It's following this one in the Women's Statewide Cup. Ulverston v Devonport, Ulverston Showgrounds. Strikers will be warmly favoured in that one, also playing lower division opponent. Alceston United take on Taroona up at Birch Avenue. Pretty comfortable victors last week's Super League game as Choi on the attack here. Looked it to Swain. Swain back to Roberts. Roberts might think about the shot from range again. She does. Didn't catch this one. She would have hoped. Harmlessly wide. Of course, tonight, Kingra Lions taking on Clarence Zebras at KG5. Live stream of that one for you, and anything like the league game they played out a couple of weeks earlier. Should be in for a treat there. Kingra won that one 3-2. So Zebras turned around and walloped Devonport 5-1 last weekend. So quite the response, and we are for a little bit of revenge. That one should be a good one tonight as the statewide cup action continues. At the moment, though, it's South Hobart in control, but being asked a few more questions in this second half as Nina Daniels might fall in behind here. Mule across to defend. It was a little uncertain at first there. Daniels causing some problems, was outstanding on the assist for the goal they did score in the first minute of the half. Very fancy footwork out wide on the right. So Roberts chests that one down. Navapur. Seized upon by Matty O'Brien. Shielding the ball. About looking to drive forwards the right here. To keep a hold of the football. Lucy Criver, even up and under there. One of the direction she was after. Straight to Pishon Choi. South content to just patiently knock the ball around here. 2-goal lead this game, well within their keeping. O'Brien. Treated back to Gray. Oh, all ahead. Towards Daniels. Is it under a spell? Daniels It's back in the Ollerhead direction, but Cooling there to head away. Back into the path of Ollerhead, but there was Lucy Roberts interjecting. Holly Ryan shut that down. Now Wright looks to take it away for South. Bridget Wright trying to play in Mamich. Breaking that one up was Pedersen. That's just a throw in, not a corner. Nicely worked there by Alicia Wilson. So Westwood throws to Roberts, shadowed by Ryan. Choi have the room to make that pass to Westwood. Looks like South Hobart going to their bench here. Josie Memich being replaced by, I think that's Emily Flyers coming on. Shift in attack. Number 9 for number 9, or number 9 for number 2. No matter the actual numbers they're wearing, but striker for striker, like for like, is the switch here from South Hobart. That's Choi. Was it across for Swain. Swain having a run here. Weaving and then dropping the shoulder and firing off a shot. Just rising over the top there, Eve Swain. Joy to watch when she takes off on those runs. Quite keep that one down. First half, the wind definitely would have brought it back down, but working against her here on that occasion. Very tough player to keep quiet, Eve Swain. Sublime dribbling skills as this one puts Pedersen under a little bit of pressure there from Gray. The head of Ryan. Choi and Wilson, and it might fall for Flies! Well, that would have been some introduction. Her first touch of the football, nearly a goal. Timed the run beautifully. Emily Flies read this one to absolute perfection. Just couldn't quite keep the effort down. Far away. Been quite the way to introduce yourself to the contest. Fourth goal would surely kill it off for South Hobart. Choi. Swain. In taking off. Rolls it across for Choi. Has a couple in the middle here. She can find crossing room. She can't. Pressure of Pedersen enough to put her off. Ray chipping forwards, but straight to Roberts. Heavy touch from Roberts, able to make it work for herself though, but Holly Ryan did well to dispossess. Westwood back to Cooling. Newell. South just knocking it around the back here. Be careful they don't get a little too casual, but certainly have time on their side. 2-goal lead. Here's Choi. Westwood trying to storm forwards, but blocked off by Wilson. Westwood over the dead ball, reaching the midway point of the second half. The Eagles have pulled one back, but Flyers looking to shut the door here, and an effort scooped over the top. After reasserting control of the match, as the second half has wore on after forcing opening a few minutes from the White Eagles. There have been some holes out the back if they can pick them out. The Underdogs try and give Nichols and Olahead something up top to work on as Flyers see the throw go the way of the Eagles. Roberts. Where's it? Punched back down. Taken away. Westwood. Joy. The ending one was right, but couldn't quite direct the effort. Chipped over the top. Trying to spring Zoe Nichols. Farrow able to collect. Well, we're back. Apologies for that break in transmission. Some internet problems striking. Unfortunate time. Can inform you it's now 4-1 to South Hobart. Lucy Roberts adding one from the penalty spot. So the game seemingly within South's keeping here as Roberts swings the corner in. That one away by Olahead. Flies back across the face. Olahead had seemingly given. Side a glimmer of hope at that early goal to start the half. But South Hobart have reasserted themselves, so apologies for that loss in transmission. But back now for the ending of this game. South Hobart 4-1 ahead as the Eagles looking to pull another one back here. Olahead doing really well. It's more of a couple. Squares it to Wilson. Wilson nodding forwards again. And Daniels. Nina Daniels trying to slide one in for Nichols. Just couldn't quite spring up. Still 1-0 up at Windsor Park. Favour of Hobart United in Laka Seljuk Cup action. Big day of cup football around the state. Can the Eagles, the fans have thing to cheer about late on here? Game surely beyond them now, but if they can't find a second goal here, win the second half. Eagles, the attack here, calling toes to Westwood. Roberts, cool as the other side of the pillow, just spins past Olahead and rolls it off. Now driven over the top, trying to play and fish on Choi, but all the way through to Lucy Crover. Choi. It's time to dwell on the ball. It's back to Roberts. Newell flies the long way around. In the end, able the defence in. Shut that one down. Right with some nice work down the right hand side here. Then chips essentially for Choi. Great save, Criver. Denies Choi. South Hobart's fifth with a good reflex stop. Nicely done there by the White Eagles keeper. Farrow awkwardly off a line, didn't really clear the area. Now the shot's going to come back in. It chips the keeper, and it's 4-2. The Newtown White Eagles pull one back. And the snapshot from distance there. You have a look at the replay to get the score for you. That was a fine hit, though. The White Eagles have pulled it back to 4-2. Farrow came out off a line, skid one across. Quality finish in the end. Makes it 4-2. Eagles continuing the attack here. In long, can they find another one and really bring this game to life? Roberts. They're just getting in a little bit of trouble and storming off with it. Swain felt she was fouled. Chips forwards. Prue Evans out there, and I think that was our goal scorer. So Prue Evans has been stuck on the ground whilst our stream was down, has come on and scored a wonderful goal. This one's chipped forward. The pressure was Moutsatsos from Flyers. Inside the final 5 minutes, 4-2 the score now. Shift backwards. Roberts from range. I think harmless effort that, so it looks like it's going to be South Hobart's day, but a pretty good fight this from the Newtown White Eagles. 4-2, not a bad effort. There have been teams in the Super League who've copped bigger defeats than that at the hands of South Hobart this year. Westwood storming forwards, got it to Choi. Choi driving inside. Clever from Choi, back to Westwood, back to Choi. And Nina Daniels arriving to almost take it away from her. Offside flag raised. So goals from Prue Evans and all ahead for Newtown in the second half. They were 3-0 down at the break, so it's been a pretty good effort in the second half from the underdogs. Held their heads high with this effort. Still time enough for a real rabbit to be pulled out of the hat. Here's the goal scorer, Evans. Liverpool cooling. It's out of play. Swain. Nice work there from Navapur. It's up the line for Flyers, but situation under control. The O'Brien experienced head at the back. Into Ryan. I just want to see this one out for the White Eagles. Might as well throw the kitchen sink at these final few minutes here. The cup goal difference not going to come into it as Flyers turn centrally. On back to Roberts. Choi. Allhead puts a foot through it, but who was there? Nichols trying to spring Daniels. Westwood intercepting. Choi. Too much pepper on that ball. Done by Wilson, and then launches one high up into the sky. Nice work. Browning out wide. Tries for handball, not heated. There's Flies. Choi making a bursting run into the middle for him. Behind, might still fall though. Wright coming through. Daniels tries to take it past Roberts, who recovers. Steers it over to Westwood, who storms forward. Tick into stoppage time just about. Westwood playing the 1-2. Well, that might work out as the cross falls into the path of Flies, and Flies chips it over the top for a scrappy goal. But it's a goal all the same. A nice finish in the end from Emily Flies, the substitute. And South Hobart make it 5-2 here at Clare Street. Not sure that was exactly the intent of Westwood. Then running in was Matsatsos, just misjudging it a little. That let in Flies. Flies, a nice little finish over the top of the keeper. 5-2. 2-2 in the second half. Storming forward. Yeah, positive signs for the White Eagles, the team from the lower division here. Would have been a massive, massive boil over if they had have won, but giving a good account of themselves. South Hobart, plenty to think about. Caused them a few headaches at the back. Alright, won't be thrilled with the work on the second goal. Was that one out? Be important player for the rest of the season for South Hobart, no doubt. Zoe Nichols wins the throw. Chip forwards. Roberts. Tried to thread a pass, but was charged down there by Ryan. That will be full time here at Clare Street. South Hobart progressing through to the semi-finals of the Women's Statewide Cup as anticipated, but they certainly didn't have it all their own way. Rather unfortunate own goal made it 3-0 just before the half-time break. Maybe if it had stayed at 2-0, who knows what might have transpired in the second half. But ultimately, South reasserted control of the contest and walk away 5-2 victors. They punched their ticket through to the Final Four. I said in my preview they're probably the favourites for the Cup at this stage, although pretty fine margins between them, Devonport and Launceston United, the front runners in the Super League today. Those sides will be in action later on this afternoon. From myself, it's bye for now.